That's nice. In this practice, we had to practice scene 1, which is basically, this is the very first scene at his house. We had to do a lot of practice, and there was a lot of different improvements we had to do, and this is what we came up with. This is the story. What happens is that Mustafa and his girlfriend will be sitting in the kitchen watching TV, and then the phone rings, and then Mustafa goes to the phone, and on it is an old colleague from the old agency. He says that there is one more troubling assignment, and that he needs to fulfill it. But Mustafa doesn't want to do it, so he hangs up the phone and he goes back to his girlfriend, saying how, like, you know, it's just old colleagues trying to get his old job back. Then the phone rings again, and it's a more troubling message. It's the same guy again, but he's saying he needs to get out of his house now. Like he would have to get out that moment, because there were some guards and some henchmen that were gonna come get Mustafa and his girlfriend. They want to, the henchman wants to capture the girlfriends to bring to the evil guy named Wallace Umbridge. And what happens in this scene is, after Mustafa hangs up the phone again, he walks over to his girlfriend, and the door breaks open, and 2 henchmen come in, pointing guns at Mustafa and his girlfriend. So what happens is Mustafa tells her to go run back, like, in the back of the house. And what happens is, when the henchman tries to run for her, but the other henchman stops him, because the other henchman is coming through the back door. So there are 3 henchmen. So what happens is, next, the 2 henchmen come closer to Mustafa, and what Mustafa does is he flicks the gun out of the right guy's hand, and the right guy tries to go get it again, and the guy on the left gets kicked, and he gets down. So then what happens is Mustafa sees the guy on the right have his gun again, and then he does a roll. Mustafa does a stunt, like rolling to the other gun, and then he shoots the henchman on the right, and then he shoots the other henchman. Then he drops the gun and he tries to run back to his girlfriend, but he sees his girlfriend captured by the henchman on the left, or the back. And Mustafa is saying that he doesn't need to do this, there's no reason. And the henchman says, "Oh, this is just the beginning." So what happens next is Mustafa gets shot by a dart right in the back of the neck. And Wallace Umbridge, that's the name of the bad guy, he comes in and he says, "Welcome, old friend." Or maybe not "welcome, old friend," but some kind of line like that. And then what happens next is, like, everything goes black, because that dart had I think a neurotoxin, or had some kind of a special medicine that caused him to fall asleep, to knock out. And when Mustafa wakes up, the house is a mess, his wife is gone, or girlfriend, and all there is a message. All there is actually he finds is a cell phone in his hand with a text message that says, "I have your wife. If you wish to see her again, you will call this number tomorrow at 2:30, or something like that, something similar to that. Either it'll be a cell phone or it will be a letter. It most likely will be either a cell phone or a letter. Everybody in the practice, though, was saying like it should be a cell phone. Like, say he was calling the number multiple times, but thinking about it now, if you know the game Heavy Rain, it was supposed to be that the procedure was in letters, not in the cell phone. This scene will probably be about 5 minutes long, give or take. That's just my guess, though. It took 5 minutes to explain this scene. Of course, though, I had some mistakes in explaining it, so it might be a little shorter. But we're going to try our best to make this scene about 5 minutes long because we want this to be a very large film.